long ago. A wonderful place existed. The Athenians called it the Acropolis. Free expression, ethics, art, philosophy. The Acropolis heralded the democracy. But if I told you the Acropolis has returned. Acropolis News. News from the Acropolis.
And welcome back to the TrevorReport White Pill Wednesday, Culture Day, where we talk about cultural victories and then we get into some black pills. But anyway, breaking Timcast's Only Ever Wanted song skyrockets to top of iTunes charts. Only Ever Wanted broke number 2 on iTunes. I don't have iTunes because I don't care about Apple like at all. I saw, it's whatever. But I listened to their song on Spotify. It's pretty good. The instrumentation's pretty good. The singing's pretty good. Tim Pool can sing, which I knew. He has another song or whatever, like Will of the People or whatever. But he's started a record company called Timcast Records, and well, parallel economy, as it were. But anyway, Tim Pool's Timcast Records' new single, Only Ever Wanted, by the way, first single, has skyrocketed to the top of the charts. Within a day of the release, the tune ranked number 2 on iTunes and became the number 1 song in alternative rock. Pool, a well-known journalist and host of Timcast IRL, took to Twitter to thank everyone for the success. There we go. Then number 3, number 2. The track features drums by former Offspring drummer Pete Parada. A promo video for the song was released earlier in August. He put it on his Instagram. I saw it. I was like, oh, that's neat. Yeah, I heard the chorus. He does the sort of early 2000s emo punk scene thing where like the song calms down a little bit, and then the chorus begins and it explodes with a bunch of excitement. It's done really well. The song definitely, even without the music video, certainly does tell a story. It's an alternative rock love song. Basically, it's got the drummer from the Offsprings. It's got the punk rock drums of the single drum beat that's in every single punk rock song. Well, that's the pop punk drum beat. But there's the other one that I forget exactly how it goes. But no, it's pretty neat. The Rippaverse has made 3.5 billion in sales. Okay, I covered this on the TrevorReport previously. I thought this was a crowdfunding campaign because I didn't look too much into it, and there were other things going on at the time. No. This is money raised from people purchasing signed copies of the first issue of this comic. Okay? Eric July, the founder of the Rippaverse and like his own like political content channel or whatever, and like and some other things. Okay, he hand signed nearly 41,000 comic books. That's just dedication. Way to go, Eric July. That's 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 a lot of work for a passion. That's a lot of work for a passion project. But you know what? More power to you. More power to you. Okay, I think more people should support things like this and less things like this. Black Panther actor says sequel is better off with Adam. Basically, there's a sequel to Black Panther. I don't know why they're doing a sequel to Black Panther, because the main character, Chadwick Boseman, or however you pronounce his last name, I don't really care, because I don't really care about pronouncing names in general, or I guess pronouncing names correctly in general. He's he's dead. He's dead. There's no, like, I don't even think. Yeah, no, they haven't even bothered recasting him either. And by the way, the first version of the first the thing before the sequel that we're currently talking about, right? The first Black Panther movie is about some black nationalist American who joins the CIA and then infiltrates a black nationalist ethno-state that practices protectionism, and then proceeded to use his CIA tactics to mobilize the black nationalist, protectionist, ethno-nationalist state to attack Europe and a bunch of other countries because it's very gross. It's obvious black nationalist propaganda. It's so gross. Okay, and like the thing, like with the Rippaverse, with what the people from the Rippaverse are doing. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I want to create a fully fledged multimedia empire. You knew I was going to plug it. I plugged this on Monday, of course, but I'm not kidding. Okay, but in order to create a fully fledged multimedia empire, I want to start making anime. Okay, I want to start making music. I don't think people should go to foreigners in foreign countries, okay, in order to experience the artistic integrity, the spiritual experience that comes from interacting with a story. Okay, and so in order to further that end, I already got a story in the works too. I have where the story begins. I have where the story ends. I have the three main characters figured out, and the interpersonal drama that comes with it. I just got some filler stuff in the end. I want to get this story animated. I'm not kidding. Okay, I want to start getting into the business of making music and making stories. I want to get into the business of ensuring that my fellow Americans do not have to seek foreigners in foreign lands in order to experience something that every single human being in every other civilization gets to experience. Okay, we tell stories because we try to pass off moral lessons to children. Okay, if the moral lesson is coming from, if the protagonists, if the good guys in the story are the black nationalist, ethno-nationalist, protectionist empire, okay, and things with the woman queen, okay, and all these stupid black nationalist nonsense, and all of this dialectic materialist nonsense that has nothing to do with humanity. Okay, I'm so sick of it. Okay, and become an affiliate so that you can promote ANN memberships. When you promote these ANN memberships, not only do the viewers, okay, if you purchase a subscription over on theacropolisnews.com, okay, if you make this purchase, okay, you will currently get access to a series. Let me click Let me click this category. The American Gracchus podcast is a series. The first part was released everywhere and it was free, but the rest of this 9 episode series is basically creating a a moral framework that gives legitimacy to what this is sort of my thing, to sort of various philosophical inquiries on current events that no one else is really doing. Like I have this episode 8, where is the Enlightenment the son of perdition, and I essentially compare the beliefs of Enlightenment philosophers and what they've resulted in, and compared it to things in the Bible, because that was fun. There's episode 7 is a free episode of the American Gracchus podcast if you want to check it out, where I went over Catholic assumptions and the supremacy of reason, and why the supremacy of reason is a bad thing. And it's just kind of good bants, interesting conversations that ordinarily, if my society was undebauched, as it were, I would just have these kind of conversations in a university setting. But I cannot have these conversations in a university setting because I am on the margins. I have the incorrect politics. I have the incorrect skin color and the incorrect pair of genitals between my legs. So why would anyone listen to me? Well, you know what? There are plenty of other people who think quite differently. Turns out I actually have a lot to say about a lot of things. And the people who think that I'm born wrong and therefore I shouldn't be listened to, well, they're just fucking idiots. But anyway, on a lighter note, Ben Shapiro, there's a video out there of Ben Shapiro playing Minecraft for 20 minutes. They did an entire day-night cycle in Minecraft, plus a little bit extra, and then it looks like this was cut a lot in order to make it look a little bit more interesting. So there is potentially raw footage of Ben Shapiro playing Minecraft for like 30-40 minutes just out there, and please release the full footage. That sounds absolutely hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. This was an experience. This is really funny. Like, actually genuinely really funny. Like, this was just wholesome. This is completely wholesome. But anyway, speaking of wholesome, we have the opposite of wholesome. Federal Appeals Court says Americans with Disabilities Act's protections cover gender dysphoria, handing a win to trans people. Now, I don't think that's a win. But okay, the American with Disabilities Act, or ADA, is basically if someone has a disability and they're trying to access public accommodations and they need some extra assistance or whatever, the American Disabilities Act says that people cannot ask you what your disability is. So they're saying gender dysphoria is a disability, which isn't the win that people think it is, but fine, whatever. People do and say dumb things for dumb reasons, but this is basically like, can you imagine someone has like severe autism or whatever, and being lumped, imagine having severe autism and being lumped in with people who purposefully chemically castrate themselves and chop their genitals off. Like, this is so stupid. This is not the win that you think it is. It's simply not, and I will not pretend otherwise. Okay? But it's basically, we have the Americans with Disabilities Act in order to protect people who actually have disabilities, okay? If the aesthetics of who you think you are do not reflect reality, and so you decide that everyone else has to conform to your aesthetic view of who you view yourself as, and you will also force other people to change your language in order to accommodate your perverse sensibilities, then the idea that I should be that is a disability, no, that is the characteristic of aristocracies, okay? And the fact that this deliberately inauthentic bourgeois behavior is just being lumped in with people who actually have disabilities and actually need these extra accommodations. It's just disgusting. Completely disgusting. If you are remotely in favor of this, be ashamed. You deserve to be ashamed of yourself, because you are a product of deceit, and therefore participating with the root of all evil. Anyway, Trump administration sought to preserve FDA COVID vaccines, and treatment House panel concludes. It's from the Boston Globe, and as the title implies, from the Boston Globe. I don't know why the text isn't showing up. It was there a second ago, or at least I think it was, but whatever, fine. Okay, let me get this straight. Trump is bad for vaccines now? This is so stupid. The culture war flip-flopping on medical treatment is just so infuriating. It's so pointless. It's so pathetic, and it's precisely why the corporate press participates in it. Look, people shouldn't be denied from equal access to the public square and public accommodations for not making the correct medical decisions, okay, and all of the other things that I've said on the Trevor Report previously. That's a stupid and perverse thing to do, okay. But the gaslighting, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna have to end this early. There's no way I'm taking this seriously, and I'm actually recording desktop audio for once. I believe, right? Am I recording
everything
desktop
else
audio?
in this country, it's partisan.
Okay, I am, but the whole video is so quiet on my end, I can't hear it at all. So, fine, whatever. I guess it didn't work. But here's Cuomo. I don't trust Trump's opinions, the Trump administration's opinion on the vaccine, says Cuomo, who threw COVID patients in nursing homes committing a genocide of the elderly. Okay, fine. And then here's Kamala Harris. I won't take coronavirus vaccine if Trump tells me to. Trump didn't tell anyone that they should be forced to take it, unlike your administration, but whatever. And she's like, "Oh, I won't take Trump's vaccine," is what she said. She said it over and over again, and then they're like, "Oh, here's this from March of last year. White House concerns over conservative vaccine skepticism as misinformation spreads online." You wanted this, you got it, and now because medicine was rushed, okay. Okay, did you know that medicine has side effects? And when you take medicine, you may or may not experience your side effects depending on the current levels in your system and what you are or are not allergic to. This is the downside, because everything has downsides, okay? For instance, I take melatonin to help me sleep sometimes. If I take melatonin to help me sleep too much, then my body will end up becoming dependent on melatonin in order to sleep, which is why I only use melatonin in order to reset my sleep schedule when my sleep schedule is off. Okay, that is a medical decision that I've made, and I'm purposefully going out of my way to make sure that I don't experience that side effect. Well, that side effect was made pretty clear to me, but you're not allowed to discuss the side effects of medicine of medicine on the public square unless it's politically convenient to that about what you talk about it, or politically inconvenient about what you talk about it. I'm so over this. I'm done. Trevor Report's over. It's officially over. I'm done. This has put me in a sour mood. Goodbye. All of you brilliant viewers out there, my name is Trevor Brown. I am the editor-in-chief of Acropolis News Network because I can give myself whatever name and title I want because I own it. And you could go to theacropolisnews.com, or you could go to This Just Trevor on whatever Liberty platform is your choice. You know, except for the ones I'm not on because I haven't seen them pretty much.
Acropolis News. News from the Acropolis.